This video is about she was just a farmer until a wealthy investor adopted her child. If this story inspires you, please like the video, share it with loved ones, and write in the comments how it touched your heart. In the small, sun-drenched village of Willow Creek, where the land kissed the horizon, lived Leela Hart, a farmer. Life was often unrelenting, but she found beauty in her sprawling fields of corn and the rhythm of nature. Leela was a single mother, raising her spirited daughter, Mia, who was just 6 years old. Every morning, they would rise before dawn, the sky blushing with the first light, and together they would tend to their modest farm. "Mom, the sun is waking up," Mia would exclaim, her eyes wide with wonder as she tugged at Leela's shirt, her small hands dusted with remnants of soil. "It surely is, sweetheart," Leela would reply with a smile, her heart swelling with pride. They would share breakfast on the porch, the air filled with the scent of freshly baked bread. The simple moments were the ones that nurtured them both, like the rain that nourished the earth. Yet life as a farmer was not without its struggles. The previous summer had been particularly harsh, a drought had scorched much of their land, and the harvest was meager. Those piled up, and each day was a tightrope walk between hope and despair. Leela often worked late into the night, the glow of her oil lamp illuminating her resolve as she calculated their finances. "Mom, can we have pancakes tomorrow?" Mia asked one evening, her face smeared with dirt from an afternoon spent playing on the farm. "Of course, darling, we'll make the biggest pancakes ever," Leela replied, masking the worry in her heart with a gentle smile. They would make pancakes, even if the ingredients were sparse. Resilience ran deep in Leela's veins. She had inherited her family's land, a patch of earth that had seen generations of toil and triumph. Her mother had taught her the beauty of hard work, her father had taught her the strength of perseverance. Every season brought new challenges, but Leela met them head-on, despite the relentless waves of uncertainty. One rainy afternoon, while Mia played with her dolls indoors, Leela ventured into town for supplies. The small grocery store was bustling, the familiar faces of neighbors reflecting the same worries she carried. As she stood in line, she overheard a conversation between two men discussing an investor named Jonathan Reed, known for acquiring struggling farms to turn them into profitable enterprises. "Did you hear? He is in town looking for new projects," one man exclaimed. That could change everything for someone. Leela's heart raced. The thought of a wealthy investor could be a double-edged sword. Would someone like him understand the value of her humble farm, the legacy it represented? Or would he see it as just another opportunity for profit? Days turned into weeks, and the drought lingered. As Leela worked tirelessly, her body ached, but her spirit remained unyielding. On particularly hard days, she would sit with Mia beneath the old oak tree, their favorite spot, and share stories of the past. "Mom, can you tell me about Grandma?" Mia asked one day, her small fingers brushing against the bark. "Your grandma was a brave woman who never gave up. Even when times were tough, she taught me to plant seeds, not just in the ground, but in our hearts," Leela recalled, her voice thick with emotion. "Hope is like a seed, Mia. It needs nurturing." As summer began to fade, the village experienced a sudden turn of fate. Jonathan Reed arrived in Willow Creek, and the news spread like wildfire. Curious townsfolk gathered, whispers of potential change swirling around. Leela's heart fluttered with both fear and anticipation. Perhaps he could save her farm, yet a part of her hesitated. One bright morning, as Leela tended to her crops, a sleek car pulled into her driveway. A sharply dressed man stepped out, his demeanor confident yet approachable. Jonathan Reed, with his striking blue eyes and warm smile, approached her. "Miss Hart, I am Jonathan Reed," he said, extending a hand. "I've heard tales of your resilience. Your farm has potential. I'd love to discuss how we can work together." Leela felt a wave of emotions crash over her. She glanced at Mia playing nearby, her laughter like music in the air. "Thank you for your kind words, Mr. Reed, but I am not sure what you mean by working together. Your farm could flourish with a little investment. Together, we can improve the land, and you can increase your yield," Jonathan explained, his enthusiasm palpable. "It could mean security for you and Mia." Leela hesitated. "And what does that mean for me? Would I still be a part of it?" "Absolutely. This is not just about business. It is about collaboration. I admire farmers like you who pour their hearts into their land. Together, we can make it thrive again," he assured her. Days turned into weeks, and Leela wrestled with the decision. Jonathan's words lingered in her mind like soft whispers of hope. The idea of a secure future for Mia was intoxicating, yet the fear of losing her family heritage loomed larger. One evening, Leela and Mia sat on their porch, the sun dipping below the horizon. "Mom, will we always have our farm?" Mia asked, her voice small and uncertain. Leela took a deep breath, the weight of the world on her shoulders. What do you think, sweetheart? Is it just the house and land that makes it home? No, that's us, Mia exclaimed, her eyes sparkling with conviction. We're a team. Leela smiled, her heart swelling with love for her daughter's fierce spirit. You're right, we're a team. No matter what happens, we'll always find a way together. Emboldened by Mia's unwavering support, Leela decided to meet Jonathan once more, this time with a heart open to possibility. She discovered that he didn't just want to invest, but also had a vision for sustainable farming practices that would benefit the land and its caretakers. Together, we can create something beautiful, he said, his passion evident. I believe in your vision, Leela. Your dedication to this land is inspiring. Inspired by Jonathan's faith in her, Leela began to share her dreams. I want to teach others about farming, about the connection we share with the earth. I want Mia to grow up knowing the beauty of this life. Jonathan listened intently, his eyes reflecting genuine interest. Then let us make that a reality. We can create a community space for education, a place where farmers can learn and thrive. As the weeks passed, under Jonathan's guidance, Leela began to see her farm transform. With the help of local labor, they planted new crops, installed irrigation systems, and even began hosting workshops for neighboring farmers. The spirit of the community blossomed, and Leela's heart swelled with pride. Mia often joined them, her curious eyes absorbing everything around her. One afternoon, she approached Jonathan, her small hands on her hips. Are you going to stay and help us forever? Jonathan knelt, meeting Mia's gaze. As long as you need me, I am here helping your mom make this farm the best it can be. Leela watched the exchange, her heart swelling with gratitude. Through the kindness of one man, her struggles began to fade, replaced by hope and new possibilities. That summer, the fields flourished, the laughter of children filled the air, and the bonds of community strengthened. One evening, as the sun set ablaze in golden hues, Leela stood in the fields, surrounded by thriving crops. She felt a profound sense of purpose, the weight of her worries lifting. She looked down at her daughter, who twirled in the tall grass, a carefree spirit embodying joy. Mom, look at this beautiful. Mia shouted, her laughter echoing like a melody. In that moment, Leela realized the true beauty of her journey, how perseverance, love, and the kindness of a stranger had intertwined to weave a tapestry of hope. The seeds of change had been planted, nurtured by the resilience of the human spirit. Leela knew that challenges would always exist, but she felt equipped to face them, armed with the knowledge that together they could cultivate a future filled with promise. As the stars began to twinkle above, Leela embraced the night, a heart filled with hope for what lay ahead. Asterisk to be continued. Asterisk. As autumn rolled in and painted the fields in shades of amber and gold, Leela Hart's farm became a canvas of hope. The community workshops flourished, with farmers from surrounding areas gathering to learn innovative techniques. Leela found herself standing before eager faces, sharing the wisdom passed down from her mother. It was a new chapter, one that filled her heart with warmth, knowing she was contributing to something greater. One crisp morning, as they prepared for a workshop, Mia rushed to Leela's side, her eyes sparkling with excitement. Can I help you teach today, Mom? I want to show everyone our pumpkins, she exclaimed, pointing toward the patch where vibrant orange ghosts nestled against the earth. Leela knelt down to meet her daughter's gaze. Of course, sweetheart, your pumpkins are magnificent, and I know everyone will be thrilled to see them, but you need to remember to share how we grew them with love and care. Mia nodded vigorously, her enthusiasm infectious. I'll tell them how we sang to the seeds every day. Leela chuckled, feeling a rush of pride. That's right, you were the best little farmer I know. As they made their way toward the workshop tent, Leela spotted Jonathan speaking with a group of farmers. His presence, once a source of uncertainty, had become a beacon of strength for her. He was always encouraging, championing sustainable practices that honored the land Leela had cherished her whole life. Good morning, Leela, ready for another inspiring session? Jonathan greeted her with a warm smile. I think we're all set. Mia is going to share about the pumpkins, Leela replied, her heart swelling with gratitude for his unwavering support. Jonathan leaned down to Mia's eye level, his expression genuine. I can't wait to hear your story, Mia. You're going to do great. As the workshop began, Leela introduced Jonathan, recounting how he had breathed new life into her farm. The room filled with applause, and magic hung in the air, an unspoken bond forged by shared struggles and triumphs. Today, we were going to talk about crop rotation and sustainable practices, Leela began, her voice steady. Not only do these methods help our farms thrive, but they also protect the land for future generations. Mia stood beside her mother, her small hands clasped tightly in excitement. When it was her turn, she stepped forward, her voice ringing clear. We planted pumpkins and sang to them every day. They grew big and strong because we loved them. The laughter and smiles from the audience filled the tent, warming Leila's heart. As the session concluded, Leila felt a profound sense of accomplishment. She was not just a farmer anymore, she was a leader, an example of resilience. But as the days turned shorter and colder, challenges began to loom in the distance. One evening, Leila sat at the kitchen table, bills strewn across the surface like fallen leaves. The winter months were approaching rapidly, and the financial landscape looked daunting. Jonathan's investment had helped, but the unpredictability of farming weighed heavily on her mind. Mom. Mia's soft voice pulled Leila from her thoughts. The little girl stood at the doorway, clutching her favorite stuffed rabbit as fur worn from countless hugs. Yes, my love? Leila replied, forcing a smile as she glanced up. Are we going to be okay? I saw the papers and they look sad, Mia said, her innocence cut through Leila's heart. Taking a deep breath, Leila gathered her courage. We're going to be just fine, Mia. Every family has ups and downs, but we have each other, and that makes us strong. Mia walked over, climbing onto her mother's lap. I like our farm. I want to stay here forever. Tears threatened to spill from Leila's eyes. She wrapped her arms around Mia tightly, holding on to the small glimmer of hope her daughter offered. So do I, sweetheart, so do I. The next morning, Leila rose with a renewed sense of purpose. She decided to reach out to Jonathan, hoping he could offer guidance. After a quick breakfast, she called him, her hands trembling as she dialed the number. Leila, how are you? Jonathan's voice came through the line, bright and welcoming, a stark contrast to her gloomy thoughts. I've been better, Jonathan, she admitted, her voice wavering. I need your advice. Winter is approaching, and I worry about the bills piling up. Let us meet and discuss it further. I have some ideas that might help your situation, he replied with reassuring confidence. They arranged to meet at a local cafe, where Leila found herself pacing nervously. Jonathan arrived shortly after, his demeanor calm and collected, a reassuring presence amidst her rising anxiety. Thank you for coming, Leila said, her voice barely above a whisper. Always, Leila, you're doing incredible work, and I want to support you, Jonathan replied, his sincerity evident. Over steaming cups of coffee, they discussed potential solutions. Jonathan suggested diversifying their crops to include hardy winter vegetables, which could be sold at the local markets. He also mentioned collaborating with other farmers to create a community-supported agriculture model, ensuring steady income. I can help you set up a marketing strategy, he said, his eyes sparkling with excitement. Let us draw in more customers to support your farm. Leila felt a flicker of hope igniting within her. You really believe this could work? I do, Jonathan affirmed. But we all need to work hard together, and I'll be by your side every step of the way. As the weeks progressed, Leila and Jonathan rallied the community. They organized a winter market, showcasing produce from the farm and others in the area. The first weekend was a resounding success. Laughter and chatter filled the air as townsfolk gathered, drawn by the promise of fresh food and a sense of togetherness. Mia stood proudly at the stand, adorned with a handmade apron, selling warm apple cider. Come and get it. It's the best in Willow Creek, she shouted, her face glowing with excitement. Leila watched her daughter, a wave of pride washing over her. Moments like these reminded her of the strength they had built together. With Jonathan's help, she transformed her fears into actions, cultivating hope and community. Yet amidst the success, the stress of life continued to ebb and flow. One evening, after a long day, Leila returned home to find Mia building a fort in the living room, her giggles echoing through the house. Look, Mommy, I made us a castle. Mia beamed, her arms stretched wide as if to embrace the sky. Leila's heart melted. What a magnificent castle, my queen. Should we have a royal feast? Yes, and we need to invite Jonathan. Mia exclaimed, her eyes lighting up with joy. Absolutely, he'd love that, Leila chuckled, her worries momentarily forgotten. It was moments like these that anchored her, reminding her why she fought so hard. As winter settled in, the market continued to thrive, and Leila's farm began to stabilize. The newfound sense of community blossomed, revitalizing the spirit of Willow Creek. Families gathered, sharing stories, laughter, and the warmth of togetherness. Yet challenges still lay ahead. One day, as Leila was checking on the winter crops, a sharp wind swept through the fields, signaling a harsh storm approaching. The forecast predicted heavy snowfall, and Leila's heart sank as she considered the implications on their newly planted vegetables. That evening, she hurriedly contacted Jonathan, voicing her concerns. "I am worried, Jonathan. If the storm is as bad as they say, it could damage everything we've worked for." "Let us prepare as best we can," Jonathan replied, his tone steady. "We can cover the fields with protective layers and safeguard the greenhouses." Together, they rallied the community once more, organizing a storm preparedness day. Neighbors came together, working side by side, reinforcing structures and covering crops, their solidarity a testament to their collective resilience. As the storm approached, Leela stood with Mia at the edge of the fields, watching the dark clouds loom. "Mom, are we going to be okay?" Mia asked, her small voice trembling slightly. "Together, we can weather any storm, my love," Leela replied, her voice filled with resolve. Mia squeezed her mother's hand tightly. "You always say that, and I believe you." The snow fell heavily that night, blanketing the fields and creating a serene yet daunting landscape. Leela stayed awake, watching the storm swirl outside her window, feeling the weight of uncertainty press upon her. The following morning, Leela trudged through the thick snow, her heart pounding. When she reached the fields, a wave of relief washed over her. While the snowfall was heavy, the protective measures held firm. The crops were intact, their resilience reflected in the steadfast earth. As winter melted into spring, Leela stood in her fields once more, the sun shining brightly down on her and Mia. Flowers bloomed, and life returned to the land, symbolizing the beauty born from struggle. One afternoon, while they were planting seeds together, Leela turned to Mia. "You know, it's like the seeds we planted last winter. They faced the storm, but they grew strong and beautiful, just like us." Mia grinned, her spirit as bright as the sun. "The world is full of possibilities," she exclaimed, hopping on her toes. "Can we plant flowers next?" Leela chuckled, ruffling Mia's hair affectionately. "Absolutely, flowers bring joy, don't they?" "Yes, they reel like little suns." Mia twirled around, her laughter mingling with the melody of the breeze. As they worked together, Leela's heart swelled with pride. Every seed they tucked into the rich earth represented a renewed hope, a testament to their resilience amid struggles. She often found herself reflecting on the journey they had undertaken. Jonathan had become not just a partner but a friend. His dedication to the community, coupled with Leela's passion for farming, had ignited a spark in Willow Creek. As the months unfolded, crops flourished. The winter market had evolved into a vibrant spring festival that celebrated the bounty of their land, drawing visitors from neighboring towns. One afternoon, while they prepared for the festival, Leela and Jonathan set up stalls adorned with colorful banners and fresh produce. Leela noticed Mia running around with other children, her laughter echoing like sweet music. "Your daughter has a natural gift for bringing people together," Jonathan remarked, a warm smile spreading across his face as he observed Mia leading her friends in a game. "She sure does," Leela replied, pride evident in her voice. "She is the heartbeat of this farm." As the festival approached, excitement filled the air. Leela felt a rush of nervous energy but also exhilaration. They had worked hard, and the fruits of their labor were about to be shared with the community. "Mama, can I sell the flower crowns I made?" Mia asked, racing toward Leela with a collection of colorful crowns made of daisies and wildflowers. "Of course, they were beautiful, just like you." Leela hugged her daughter tightly, her heart bursting with love. The festival day arrived, bringing with it a sense of magic. The sun shimmered in the clear blue sky, and families gathered, their laughter intertwining with the sweet scent of blossoms and fresh produce. Leela and Jonathan greeted everyone warmly, their faces glowing with pride. Mia proudly stood at her stall, adorned with flower crowns, declaring, "Come and buy a crown, they are made with love." Her enthusiasm drew children and parents alike, their smiles radiant in the sun. "Look, Mom," Mia exclaimed, showcasing her sold-out table. "I sold them all, can I keep the money?" Leela knelt beside her, her heart tender. "Yes, my love, but remember, we share what we have. Perhaps we can donate some to help those in need." Mia nodded, her face glowing with understanding. "That is a great idea. Mom, we can make more crowns together." The festival unfolded beautifully, filled with laughter, music, and joy. Leela took a moment to glance around, taking in the vibrant atmosphere. Families from the village came together, sharing stories, experiences, and dreams. As the sun began to set, casting a golden hue across the fields, Leela stood beside Jonathan, watching the festivities unfold. "We did it, didn't we?" she said, her voice tinged with awe. "Absolutely," Jonathan agreed, his eyes reflecting the warmth of the evening. "You've breathed life into this place, Leela. Your vision and hard work have inspired so many." Leela felt a rush of gratitude. "I couldn't have done it without your support. You believed in me when I wasn't too sure I believed in myself. Jonathan turned to her, his expression sincere. You had it in you all along, Leela. It was just waiting to bloom. As the stars began to twinkle in the sky, the festival reached its peak. Leela joined me on stage to present the awards for the Best Produced display. Her heart swelled with pride, watching her daughter shine in the spotlight. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. This farm is not just mine, it is ours. Leela addressed the crowd, her voice steady and clear. Together, we have cultivated not just crops, but a community filled with love and understanding. The applause resonated throughout the field, filling her heart with warmth. Mia beamed, waving to the crowd with her tiny hands, embodying the spirit of hope that fueled their journey. As the festival came to an end, Leela felt a profound sense of fulfillment. They had shared their stories, their struggles, and their victories. The bonds forged in those moments were unbreakable, and they would carry them forward. But as summer began to wane, challenges loomed once more. The market had been successful, but the unpredictability of weather remained a constant threat. With each passing day, Leela felt the weight of uncertainty creeping back into her heart. One evening, as they sat at the dinner table, Leela couldn't shake the feeling of trepidation. Mia, I want to talk about the farm, she began hesitantly. Is something wrong, Mom? Mia asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Leela took a deep breath, gathering her thoughts. Well, the weather patterns have been strange, and I worry about how we'll survive the next season. We need to be prepared. Mia nodded, her young eyes filled with understanding. We'll figure it out together, right? Leela smiled, grateful for her daughter's unwavering faith. Of course, sweetheart, we always do. The next day, Leela reached out to Jonathan, her heart heavy with concern. Jonathan, I am feeling anxious about the upcoming season. I fear we might face another tough year. I'd understand, Leela, but remember how far we've come, Jonathan reassured her. Let us gather the community again. We can develop contingency plans and diversify our crops even further to buffer against the unpredictability. With renewed determination, Leela and Jonathan organized a community meeting. Farmers, families, and friends gathered, concerned but united. Leela stood before them, her heart racing but her resolve strong. Thank you all for being here. We've faced challenges before, and together we can weather any storm, she began, her voice steady. We need to come together, not just as neighbors, but as a family. We must adapt and prepare. As discussions unfolded, ideas flowed, sparking inspiration among the group. They brainstormed ways to enhance crop resilience, share resources, and create a support network to lean on during hardships. We could form a co-op, one farmer suggested. Pooling resources and knowledge could help us all thrive. Yes, and we can organize workshops to teach each other new skills, another chimed in. Leela's heart lifted as voices filled the room, each one igniting a flame of hope. They were creating a safety net of support, turning their fears into actionable plans. As the meeting concluded, Leela felt a renewed sense of purpose. They were not just farmers, they were a community, united by resilience and hope. However, life continued to test their resolve. A few weeks later, a sudden storm swept through Willow Creek, battering the fields with unforgiving winds and heavy rain. Leela and Mia rushed to the barn, fear gnawing at their hearts. Mom, what if the crops are damaged? Mia asked, her voice trembling. Leela knelt down, pulling her daughter into a hug. Whatever happens, Mia, we will face it together. We are strong, and we have each other. When the storm passed, they ventured outside, surveying the damage. The fields were battered, but the community rallied together, offering support. Jonathan was there, helping to assess the damage alongside other farmers. We'll get through this, Leela. Together, he said, his voice steady. Mia looked up at Leela, her eyes filled with determination. We can replant, right, Mom? We can start again. Yes, sweetheart, we can, Leela affirmed, feeling a wave of pride wash over her. And we will. With the support of the community, they worked tirelessly to restore the farm. They replanted crops, reinforced structures, and leaned on one another for strength. The resilience of the human spirit shone through, a testament to their unwavering determination. As summer transitioned into fall, Leela stood in her fields once more, watching the golden hues of the harvest blanket the earth. The crops that had survived the storm thrived, a symbol of hope against all odds. Mia ran to her side, a bouquet of wildflowers in hand. Look what I found, Mom. They remind me of our flower crowns. They were beautiful, just like you, Leela said, tears of gratitude brimming in her eyes. In that moment, Leela realized that her journey had transformed her. She was no longer just a farmer, she was a beacon of hope and strength in her community. As they embraced the changing seasons, Leela knew that life would always bring challenges. But with resilience, love, and the support of those around her, she felt equipped to face whatever lay ahead. Together, they would cultivate not only crops, but a life filled with love, laughter, and endless possibilities. And in the heart of Willow Creek, the spirit of the human soul would continue to shine, a testament to the beauty born from struggle and the power of community. As the sun set over the fields, Leela smiled, knowing that they had planted seeds of hope that would flourish for generations to come. Asterisk the end. Asterisk. As the first whispers of spring arrived in Willow Creek, the air filled with the sweet scent of blooming flowers. Leela Hart stood on her porch, watching the dawn break over her farm, a place that had become not just her livelihood but a tapestry of stories woven with struggles, triumphs, and the bonds of community. "Mom, look, the crocuses are out!" Mia shouted, her tiny voice bursting with excitement. She darted across the yard, her hair bouncing in the breeze as she knelt to examine the delicate flowers peeking through the soil. "They're really beautiful, just like you, sweetheart," Leela replied, a smile stretching across her face. The sight of her daughter's joy filled her heart, a reminder of why she had fought so hard to keep their dream alive. As they prepared for the day, Leela moved with a renewed sense of purpose. The winter market had proven successful, but now it was time to focus on cultivating the fields once more. Together, they gathered their tools, laughter mingling with the songs of chirping birds. "Mama, can we plant more flowers this year?" Mia asked, her eyes sparkling with possibility. "I want to make more crowns for the festival." Leela chuckled, ruffling Mia's hair affectionately. Of course, flowers bring joy, and they remind us that even after the coldest winters, beauty can blossom anew. As they ventured into the fields, Leela felt the warmth of the sun on her back, invigorating her spirit. The scars from the previous storms lingered, but so too did the resilience that had emerged from them. With each seed they planted, Leela felt a sense of hope unfurl within her. Days turned into weeks, and the farm transformed under their careful hands. Leela watched as the earth came alive, each sprout representing not just a crop, but a testament to their journey. Jonathan Reed, her partner in this endeavor, often dropped by to lend a hand, his presence a source of strength. One bright afternoon, as they prepared for another community workshop, Jonathan approached Leela carrying a bundle of papers. "Leela, have you seen the latest forecasts? They predict a warm spring, which means we need to capitalize on our momentum." Leela leaned in, her brow furrowed with concern. "That's great news, Jonathan, but what if we face unexpected weather shifts again? What will we do?" Seeing the worry etched on her face, Jonathan placed a reassuring hand on her shoulder. "We've faced challenges before and emerged stronger. Remember the storm? We rallied together. We can do the same now. Let us diversify our crops and bring in new ideas." Leela took a deep breath, allowing his words to sink in. "You're right. I can't let fear hold me back. We need to embrace this opportunity." With renewed determination, they planned to introduce a variety of heirloom vegetables and herbs along with Mia's beloved flowers. The workshops attracted more families, fostering a spirit of collaboration that enriched the community. "Mama, can we teach them how to plant the flowers?" Mia asked one evening, her face glowing with excitement as she held a handful of seeds. "Absolutely," Leela replied, her heart swelling with pride. "You're becoming quite the expert, my little farmer." As the days rolled on, the farm bloomed. Children from the village joined Mia and Leela in the fields, their laughter mingling with the gentle rustle of leaves. Leela reveled in the beauty of it all, feeling a profound sense of fulfillment as she watched her daughter lead the younger kids in planting sessions. "Mia, you're such a wonderful teacher," Jonathan called out one afternoon, observing the little girl as she demonstrated planting techniques to her friends. "Thanks, Jonathan. We have to make sure the flowers grow big and strong," Mia replied, her confidence beaming. However, as the season progressed, challenges began to creep back in. One evening, Leela gathered with Jonathan and the community's farmers at the local barn, where they discussed the upcoming harvest and the need for a contingency plan. "Leela, the crops are looking fantastic this year," one farmer remarked. "But we should prepare for any weather shifts. It's a risk we can't ignore." Leela nodded, the weight of responsibility pressing against her chest. "I appreciate everyone's hard work. It is essential we prepare, but I also want to focus on enjoying the fruits of our labor. We've worked so hard." Jonathan chimed in. "Why don't we form a collective? Pooling resources will allow us to share knowledge and support each other. If one farm struggles, we can help them through it." That sounds like a wonderful idea. Leela agreed, her heart swelling with hope. Together, we can buffer against the unknown. As discussions unfolded, the community crafted a plan that breathed life into their fears, transforming them into proactive measures. Leela felt a surge of gratitude for the bonds they had formed, knowing they were stronger together. But life, as it often does, threw another curveball their way. Just as the crops began to flourish, a sudden drought swept through Willow Creek. The skies hung heavy with clouds, but no rain fell. "Mama, why can't we water the plants more?" Mia asked, worry knitting her brow as she watered the newly sprouted flowers by hand. "Sometimes, nature has its own rhythm, sweetheart," Leela replied, her heart aching as she glanced at the wilting crops. "We must be patient and trust that we've be prepared as best we can." Frustration bubbled within Leela, the memories of past struggles threatened to overwhelm her. She tried to remain strong for Mia, but the worry clawed at her insides. One evening, with the sun setting in a blaze of orange, she sat on the porch, her heart heavy. "Mama, come look," Mia called, dragging Leela from her thoughts. She rushed to the garden, excitement lighting her face. "The flowers are blooming." Leela knelt to examine the bright petals pushing through the soil. "Well, Mia, they were beautiful," she exclaimed, her worry momentarily forgotten. "See, Mom, we can grow even when it is hard." Mia smiled, patting the petals gently. "We just need to keep trying." Leela wrapped her arms around her daughter, feeling the warmth of hope reignite within her. "You were right, sweetheart, we can keep trying, just like these flowers." The drought continued, and the uncertainty loomed heavy, but Mia's words echoed within Leela's heart. They had prepared together as a community, and they would weather this storm as well. Meanwhile, Jonathan remained steadfast, encouraging Leela and the other farmers to find inventive ways to conserve water and nurture their crops. "We can install a rainwater collection system. Even small changes can make a big difference," he suggested eagerly during another community meeting. With Jonathan's guidance, Leela organized a community effort to construct the new system. The work was arduous, but with laughter, music, and shared determination, every drop saved became a symbol of hope. "Mama, can I help?" Mia asked, her small hands eager to contribute. Leela nodded, her heart swelling with pride. "Of course, my little helper, every drop counts." As the farmers came together, Leela realized how blessed they were to have each other. The laughter of children filled the air as they played while their parents worked side by side, united by their commitment to each other and the land. One particularly hot afternoon, as Leela worked diligently, she noticed Jonathan approaching with a determined expression. "Leela, I've been thinking, what if we reached out to the larger community? We could organize a fundraiser to help those struggling during this drought." Leela's heart raced at the thought. "That is an incredible idea. If we can rally support beyond our village, we can make an even bigger impact." With their plan in motion, Leela and Jonathan worked tirelessly to organize a fundraiser. They invited neighboring towns, hoping to bring in donations and awareness. Mia, with her infectious enthusiasm, helped create colorful posters advertising the event. As the day of the fundraiser approached, excitement buzzed in the air. Leela felt a mix of nerves and anticipation. They had poured their hearts into this effort, wanting to make a difference for their community. On the day of the event, families gathered at the local park, where the sound of music mingled with laughter. Leela stood before the crowd, her heart pounding as she addressed them. "Thank you all for coming today. We are here not just to support our farms, but to remind each other that we are stronger together." Cheers filled the air, and Leela felt encouraged by the warmth of their support. The children played games, while adults enjoyed local food and produce. Jonathan joined her on stage, his presence reassuring. "We've faced challenges, but we are resilient," he said, his voice steady. "Today, we can show our commitment to one another and to the land we cherish." Mia dashed up to the stage, her arms overflowing with flower crowns. "Come buy a crown, they re for a good cause," she shouted, her voice ringing with joy. The crowd erupted in laughter, and Leela's heart swelled with pride for her daughter's spirit. As more people came to support the cause, donations poured in, and hope blossomed amidst the uncertainty. That evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Leela felt a sense of fulfillment wash over her. The fundraiser had raised more than they had anticipated,